Hi, and welcome to MHA Foundation. I'm Jennifer Smith, and today I'm here with Angie Able. Angie is with the Forest Service. Angie, tell us about what you do with the Forest Service.
I manage recreation for the U.S. Forest Service, so I have a large area all the way from Tonto Basin, Lake Roosevelt to Payson.
The whole of Lake Roosevelt as
Yes,
well, and all the
yep,
way up to the rim, too.
yes, yep.
That's
So
incredible.
beautiful, beautiful
Yes,
places. So
absolutely. So, we're here today specifically to talk about the Highline Trail, which I know is probably one of your favorite things in the world.
absolutely, yes.
That's awesome. So tell us about the Highline Trail itself and what makes it special, what makes it unique, and why it became such a big topic of conversation.
It is special. It spans 60 plus miles now, right below the Mogollon Rim. It goes through some just gorgeous
Oh,
places
it's
with
spectacular. Yeah.
amazing views. And the whole project came together because the community wanted it. The community, we sat with community members to figure out what the needs were, and they, by and large, said they wanted to have the Highline Trail back up and going.
I can see why. So, you know, looking big picture across the country, how many areas would have something like the Highline Trail that's that big?
Very few. I
Okay.
mean, Trevor and I have talked about that. What else is out there that provides that kind of access?
Uh-huh.
There's not many
Yeah.
in the nation, so it really will be a premier trail for people to come and
For all kinds of
experience.
different activities, right?
Mountain biking, horseback riding, and
Uh-huh.
hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that another part that's unique to it is you have multiple access points. So does not that give it greater accessibility for people with
absolutely.
different abilities?
And that's, I think, what we're really trying to get people to understand is it's, while it's 60 miles and that sounds intimidating,
Yeah.
there's access points all along there that you can just come out and enjoy the trail or sit by a stream. Those kinds of things that most of us just, treasure those
Sure.
opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. So how did the actual work on the Highline Trail get started? What was the catalyst? Who was involved?
Well, like I said, the community wanted it, and therefore we kind of took it and ran with it. I was lucky enough early on to form a team of folks that were interested. Trevor Creighton, once I met him, I remember things just started changing.
Doer
I know.
extraordinaire.
And then I met folks like you and MSA, MHA, all the local support just really came together. So we were able to fundraise enough money to get the work on the ground to happen, and we're almost complete
That's
with all of
amazing.
it. I
So
know.
when you talk about the work on the ground for people who maybe aren't familiar with what the trail was like before, what had to be done in order to get it to where you wanted it to be, and what does that look like?
Great question. So, typically, back when, settlers and others created trails, they wanted to get from here to there,
Right.
right?
Quickly.
Quickly. They didn't care about, enjoying the
Yeah.
scenery and all the things that we do. So, with that came looking at a sustainable location, a more sustainable location.
So a little bit of realignment then.
Total realignment in
Okay.
many places. So that's how we added 10 miles to the
Oh,
trail
wow.
distance, to kind of make it more contoured, easier to use, and hopefully more enjoyable.
Does that make it also more sustainable too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more of a self-maintaining project as
That
opposed
is
to,
that was ultimately the biggest goal,
yeah.
because with a long distance trail, maintenance is
Oh my
always going
goodness.
to be an issue. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with use, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I have had the privilege of talking with Trevor about this
Yeah.
just a few times. What he said is that the use actually is a big part of the maintenance.
It really
So as
is.
people enjoy it, they're actually helping to maintain it as well.
Absolutely. And that's the goal now, is really making sure people understand how accessible it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the status of the work, you said it's almost complete.
We have a contractor coming back in September to do some final touches on the last piece, and then we're done.
That's amazing.
And then we go into maintenance mode.
Wow.
I know.
And this has been 5 years?
5 years and just under $1 million.
Wow.
Which, the fundraising that it took with Trevor, yourself, and others, it's just incredible.
It seems to me as though I remember the National Forest Foundation having a big
A
part
key,
in it too.
once I partnered with them, we got our first grant with REI. It was a $50,000 match. And I remember thinking, how are we going to get more than that?
Yeah.
And then it just started to happen.
That's
So,
amazing. I
yeah.
just absolutely love it. So what are next steps? They're going to finish it and then maintenance and
We're going to finish it. We're going to celebrate. And really, the goal is to get more people out on it.
Absolutely.
And hopefully more of the locals that remember the trail that was and want to see what the trail is now.
So if somebody wants to access it, where are the access points?
The best places are the Pine Trailhead. Then there's a trailhead at Geronimo, Washington Park, Hatchery, and then 260.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So lots of opportunities.
Lots of places, and you can really have a different experience at each one of those.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for it has been your passion, your commitment, and your dedication that has really carried the torch on.
Well, thank you to the community for helping make it happen.